Okay, so we have this is our third video in a series of videos how to build a website in Flash. Now, what we have here is we have our timeline and we have all the content for our website on our timeline. We have built our buttons, okay, and looks like some of my things changed. That's fine. We've built our buttons up above, and we have all of the different content for 3 pages of our site. Now, let's say that we want to extend our site out to 60 on our timeline, and we'll change this. All I need to do in order to do that is insert a frame. So I can come Control, Insert Frame. Voila! I can see that I have, and my About page is actually blank. Let me try another one. Click that, Insert Frame. Okay, now if we come all the way back here, and let's do this one, Insert Frame. Okay, good. Now what we can see is if we go to the very beginning here, and we hit play, we have everything here, and then as it starts to move, that's all that we see, right? And the reason being is because I'm going to insert a keyframe right here, is because that is what is not a keyframe, a frame. That is covering this area. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to hold down and do it to all of these. So I'm going to hold down Shift and click all of these frames, and then Control click on the Mac, right click on the PC, and I'm going to hit Insert Frame. So now this is our playhead, and we can see that the whole thing is playing over top of our movie, we can say. Now, but the only problem is that everything is playing at the same time. So nothing's changing. Everything's there, which is great, but we want certain things to appear at certain times. So this is what we would do. We'd begin with our About page. We have, and let's say we want our About page to end at 20. Okay, so I'm going to come right to here. So I'm going to click the 3 frames, the 4 frames that have information for the About page. Then I'm going to Control click, which is my right click, and I am going to insert a blank keyframe right there. Okay, so now what happens if I go back to here, all of the stuff for my About page is there, right? But it ends right here. So what is a blank keyframe? Well, a blank keyframe removes the content at that point. So when we insert a blank keyframe, all the content is removed at that point. So I come to 20 and my information is removed. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at our next one. And we want to see how we can go about getting this page to begin here. So I'm going to grab this frame right here, this frame right here, this frame right here. Holding down Shift, I can just take this and I can drag this out and it will begin right there. Okay, now let's actually play this from the beginning. We'll rewind our playhead. Dun, 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 dun. Now we can see that contact is still there. Okay, but what I have right now are these 2 different pages. So first thing I want to do, actually, why don't we drag contact out too, and we'll drag contact out. Oops, did I drag the wrong one? Okay, contract out to 40. Okay, let's play it from the beginning. Okay, I'm like, why is he still there? The reason why he's that picture of Liam still there is because I didn't insert my blank keyframe yet. Next thing, I want to click right here, hold this frame down, hold this frame, hold this frame down. This is where I want page 2 to end. I will Control click on the Mac, right click on the PC, and I'm going to insert a blank keyframe. Again, what happens there is all of the content is turned off. Okay, and I think I actually have to move it over 1 frame, so I'm going to undo that one, and I want to click, click, click. I want to turn it off right there, right when that one is appearing. Okay, so I'm going to Control click, on the Mac, right click on the PC, insert a blank keyframe, and there we have it. So I'm going to play this from the beginning, play. All right, so we see the 3 pages of our site are organized. 1, 2, 3. All right, so how about now if we add a little bit of some animation to our site? All right, so I'm going to click and hold these two both. And now actually we'll work with our motion presets. We can come into Window, we can grab our motion presets. Okay, and we want to take a look at our default presets. And how about if I say fly in from right? Okay, so I hit fly in from right and then apply. And I can see what happened, right? This ended up over here. And what we can do is we can take this, whoops, not this one. We can take this, we can drag our animation out, take our, not our stage, but we can grab our image and move our image around too. And that's what we want to do. We want to end this. And actually what I want to do is come to the end of my animation right here. But okay, what I want to do first is, not to confuse anyone, is I want to take this and drag it back to here so it's lining up with the end and the beginning of page 2. Okay, and what I want to do is have my play frame right where it is, right there, organize my page so things look the way that I want them to look right at frame. That's about frame 19. I can pull this over more. And again, we can customize this motion preset. And what we're doing is we're adding some animation, some interactivity into our page. All right, so there's the About page. Aha, the About page is pretty big, actually. I'm going to turn the About page off. We can take this, we can pull this over. Again, so this is actually all what's on my stage. So I actually want to get rid of that About page because that About page was much bigger than everything that was there. So I'm actually going to take this, I'm going to drag this into the trash. And then what I want to do is actually come back and get things into the shapes that I would like for them to be. Make this smaller. Okay, I'm going to grab this, our mixed media, pull this up to here. And again, I can see all of the info about my motion tween. I can drag this out, pull this up, and there we have it. So we could play this again. All right, and actually, I've actually changed the size around a little bit. Not really intentionally, it's just kind of what happened. All right, let's come to our next image. Now, before I begin, I actually want to make sure that my image is working on the page. So I could come on in, drag this guy over, drag him over here. And again, what I want to do is actually drag both of these. They're both selected. And one more time, I want to come to my motion presets and maybe I'll fly in blur right. Fly in from the bottom. That could be interesting. I'll hit apply. Okay. And I can click off of here. I can drag, well, why don't we play it and see what happens. First things first, we're going to drag this back to line up with that. We're going to drag this one back to line up with this one. All right, and now what I want to do, I want to make sure though that when this ends, that it's ending in the proper place. Okay, so I'm going to move things down a bit, move this on down. I can take this and alter the animation and the motion preset. Okay, I can drag this one, click off. I want to select this background image if I can. So let's grab this guy. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do, and move this over here, is drag this background. There we go. So I'm having a hard time grabbing that one. All right, what we need to do is I need to make this a little bit smaller too. So alter the size, make it a little bit smaller. And again, to learn more about working with the animations and the tweens, you can take a look at the videos that I have that are out there on creating the animations and the tweens. All right, make it just a little bit smaller. All right, and then we can hit play and we can watch this happen. Now what happened too was I want to be right in here. So when I was actually had double clicked and was, if I come up to my movie timeline, I was working directly within my movie clip. But I wanted to make sure, and that was why I was having trouble dragging things. I want to make sure that I'm actually starting in working in scene one. All right, so let's play that over. We can start at the beginning. We can come to our controller, wherever it may be, window, toolbars, controller, and we can hit play. All right, so there we have it. Now, let's say this is moving really quickly and we want to add a little bit more time. Well, it's really easy to do. We can just click. Let's actually shift, select our frames from the top here. I'm going to move this over here. First thing we want to do is select these frames all the way down to the bottom, and then we can control click insert frame. So what happened was it doubled the size of that frame. All right, we're going to do the same over here, holding down shift, we can drag on down, we can control click insert frame, and we could do the same at the bottom. Now I haven't added a motion preset to the last page, but let's actually view this one more time. Come to our controller, window, toolbars, controller, play. Okay, so we can see that we have all of that happening. Now, I have some of these, my timeline has been extended out a bit, so what I can do is I can just click right onto here, shift click, and I can delete these frames. So control click, remove frames. All right, so there we have it.